You know someone brilliant, genius-level intelligence, strategic mind, deep expertise. They should be running things. Instead, they're stuck in middle management reporting to someone half as smart but twice as charming. You've seen this pattern your entire life. The charismatic person with average intelligence rises. The intelligent person with average charisma stagnates. And you've been told this is unfair, that merit should matter, that intelligence should win. Niccolò Machiavelli would tell you you're misunderstanding the game entirely. Intelligence tells you what's true. Charisma makes people believe what you say. Intelligence solves problems. Charisma gets people to follow your solutions. Intelligence is about being right. Charisma is about being followed. And in every competition for power, resources, or influence, being followed beats being right. Every single time. In this video, I'm going to reveal why charisma dominates intelligence in every human system, what Machiavelli understood about this that most people miss, and why the most intelligent people consistently lose to the most charismatic ones. This isn't about fairness. This is about how humans actually work versus how we pretend they work. Let's begin. Machiavelli served under multiple leaders in Florence. Some were brilliant strategists. Others were average intellects with exceptional charisma. And he noticed something uncomfortable. The charismatic ones lasted longer, accomplished more, and maintained power more effectively. Why? Because politics, and all human coordination, isn't about finding the best ideas. It's about getting people to execute ideas. And people don't execute for the smartest person. They execute for the person who makes them want to follow. Cesare Borgia wasn't the most intelligent military mind of his era, but he was intensely charismatic. He could walk into a room of potential enemies and leave with allies, not through superior arguments, through force of personality. He made people believe in him before they understood him. Meanwhile, Machiavelli himself was probably more intelligent than most of the leaders he served. His strategic insights were profound. His analysis was brilliant. And he spent most of his career as an advisor, not a leader. Why? Because intelligence without charisma gets you the role of explainer, not commander. Machiavelli observed this pattern everywhere and understood. Humans are social creatures first, rational creatures second. We follow people we're drawn to, not people who are right. Charisma is the gravitational force of human systems. Intelligence is just information, and in a contest between force and information, force wins. Before we continue, if you want to understand the real dynamics of influence and power, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. I break down Machiavellian strategy, social psychology, and how humans actually make decisions every week. And leave a comment telling me, who's the most charismatic person you know, and are they the smartest? I want to test this pattern. This community learns from real observations. Now, let's reveal why charisma beats intelligence every time. First principle. Intelligence is potential. Charisma is kinetic. Intelligence is stored energy that requires translation to move people. Charisma is energy in motion that moves people directly. Think about how intelligence works. You have a brilliant insight. You understand something complex. Now, to make that matter, you need to explain it to others, convince them it's correct, motivate them to act on it, maintain their commitment through obstacles. Every step requires translation. Your intelligence must pass through multiple filters before it creates movement. And at each filter, most of the intelligence is lost. Charisma has no filters. The charismatic person speaks, and people want to follow. They don't fully understand why. They don't need to. The charisma creates direct motivation without requiring rational justification. Machiavelli observed this with religious leaders. They weren't necessarily the most intelligent theologians, but they could move crowds. A brilliant but boring scholar might have deeper insights, but the charismatic preacher would have thousands of followers. The scholar's intelligence died in his books. The preacher's charisma multiplied through his followers. Modern application. 2 executives pitch the same strategy to the board. Executive A is more intelligent. They have better analysis, deeper insights, more thorough research. They present with dense slides, complex charts, careful qualifications. Executive B is more charismatic. They have the same basic strategy but present it with confidence, storytelling, emotional resonance, and compelling simplicity. Who gets approval? Executive B. Not because their strategy is better, because their presentation moves people. The board doesn't make decisions based purely on analysis. They make decisions based on who they trust and who makes them feel confident. Intelligence convinces the rational mind. Charisma moves the emotional system. And humans make decisions emotionally, then justify them rationally. The charismatic person wins the decision-making moment. The intelligent person wins the post-decision analysis that nobody reads. Second principle. Charisma creates immediate social proof. Intelligence creates delayed validation. And immediate always beats delayed in human psychology. When a charismatic person enters a room, people notice immediately. Body language shifts. Attention focuses. Energy changes. The charisma is instantly legible to everyone present. This creates immediate social proof. This person matters. When an intelligent person enters a room, nothing changes. Intelligence isn't immediately visible. It reveals itself over time through what they say and do. But by the time intelligence becomes apparent, social hierarchies have already formed around the charismatic person. Machiavelli watched this in diplomatic settings. The ambassador with charisma commanded attention before speaking. The ambassador with intelligence had to fight for attention and prove their worth through extended interaction. In time-limited political contexts, the charismatic ambassador had enormous advantage. Modern example. First day at a new job. The charismatic person is immediately incorporated into social groups. People want to talk to them. They get invited to lunch. They're included in informal networks where real information flows. The intelligent but non-charismatic person is ignored initially. Over months, their intelligence becomes apparent through work quality. Eventually, people recognize their capability. But they've already been excluded from social networks that determine promotion and opportunity. The charismatic person has been building influence from day one. The intelligent person has been building competence from day one. 3 years later, the charismatic person is promoted based on relationships and visibility. The intelligent person is still trying to get noticed despite superior work. Immediate social proof compounds. Delayed validation catches up slowly, if ever. Third principle. Charisma makes people feel, intelligence makes people think, and feelings drive behavior more powerfully than thoughts. This is the uncomfortable truth. Humans are not primarily rational. We have rational capabilities, but our behavior is driven mostly by emotional systems evolved over millions of years. Charisma hijacks these emotional systems directly. Intelligence appeals to the rational overlay that exists on top of emotion. Machiavelli understood this completely. He wrote about how princes must appear virtuous, not actually be virtuous. Why? Because appearance triggers emotional response. Reality requires rational evaluation. People follow emotional response, not rational evaluation. The charismatic leader makes people feel inspired, protected, important, part of, something meaningful, confident in the future, connected to others. The intelligent leader makes people think, this strategy is optimal, this analysis is correct, this approach minimizes risk, this plan maximizes probability of success. Which drives more commitment? Feelings. Every time. Modern application, 2 candidates running for office. Candidate A has detailed policy proposals, deep expertise, intelligent solutions to complex problems. They explain their positions carefully with nuance and qualification. Candidate B has simple slogans, emotional appeals, personal charisma, and the ability to make crowds feel energized and hopeful. Who wins? Usually candidate B. Not because their policies are better. Most voters don't even read detailed policy proposals, because they make people feel something. And people vote based on feeling, then justify based on thinking. You see this in business too. The charismatic founder raises money easily. Investors feel excited about them. The intelligent founder struggles to raise money. Investors acknowledge the idea is good but don't feel the same excitement. Feeling drives the check writing, not analysis. Machiavelli observed that the most successful rulers weren't necessarily the smartest. They were the ones who could make people feel loyal, feel proud, feel part of something greater. Intelligence might win debates. Charisma wins hearts, and hearts control hands. Fourth principle: charisma is scalable, intelligence is not. One charismatic person can influence thousands simultaneously. One intelligent person can only convince people one conversation at a time. Machiavelli watched charismatic leaders give speeches that moved entire cities. Their charisma transmitted through their presence to everyone in earshot. The effect was multiplicative. Each person influenced felt part of a collective experience, which amplified the charismatic effect. Intelligence doesn't scale this way. You can't make someone understand a complex idea by putting them in a crowd. Each person needs individual explanation, tailored to their background and concerns. Intelligence requires bandwidth. Charisma requires only presence. Modern example: the charismatic CEO does a company all hands. 2,000 employees attend. The CEO speaks for 30 minutes. Through sheer charisma, tone, presence, confidence, storytelling, they align 2,000 people toward a vision. Employees leave feeling motivated and committed. The intelligent CEO does the same all hands. They present detailed strategy, careful analysis, thorough reasoning. Some people are convinced, many are confused, few are moved. The intelligence doesn't transmit effectively to a large group because it requires individual processing that a crowd context doesn't allow. This scalability difference is enormous in large organizations and societies. The charismatic leader can move millions through broadcasts, speeches, and public presence. The intelligent leader can only influence through close advisors and detailed documents that few people read. Machiavelli recognized that rulers needed to influence large populations. Intelligence could inform strategy, but charisma was required to execute strategy through mass coordination. The intelligent advisor could be valuable. The charismatic ruler was necessary. Fifth principle: charisma creates loyalty through identity. Intelligence creates agreement through argument. Identity is more powerful and more durable than argument. When people follow a charismatic leader, they're not following because of careful evaluation. They're following because the leader becomes part of their identity. I'm a person who follows this leader becomes integrated into self-concept. When people agree with an intelligent person, they're following an idea, not a person. The moment they encounter a better idea or conflicting information, the agreement breaks. It was based on argument, not identity. Machiavelli observed this distinction clearly. Mercenaries fought for money. They'd switch sides for better pay. Loyal soldiers fought for their prince. They'd die rather than betray him. The difference wasn't intelligence about which side would win. It was identity attachment to the prince, usually created through his charisma. Modern application: people who work for a charismatic boss often stay even when offered better positions elsewhere. Why? The boss has become part of how they see themselves. Leaving feels like betraying not just an employer, but part of their own identity. People who work for an intelligent but non-charismatic boss leave the moment a better opportunity appears. Their relationship is transactional, based on rational evaluation of where their career is best served. No identity attachment exists to overcome rational calculation. The charismatic person builds a following that's resilient to counter-arguments and competing offers. The intelligent person builds agreement that's fragile, easily disrupted by new information or better alternatives. In a world where loyalty matters, and it always matters in organizations, politics, and movements, charisma's ability to create identity-based loyalty beats intelligence's ability to create argument-based agreement. Sixth principle. Charisma allows mistakes. Intelligence demands perfection. People forgive charismatic people's errors while punishing intelligent people's failures. This seems unfair. It is. It's also how humans work. When a charismatic person makes a mistake, their followers rationalize it. Nobody's perfect. They're under a lot of pressure. The situation was complex. They had bad information. The emotional connection survives the rational evaluation of the error. When an intelligent person makes a mistake, their followers question everything. I thought they were supposed to be smart. If they were wrong about this, what else are they wrong about? The rational basis of the following is undermined by the rational recognition of error. Machiavelli noted that charismatic rulers could make strategic blunders and maintain their position. Their personal magnetism sustained loyalty even through failure. Rulers who relied purely on demonstrated competence lost support the moment their competence was questioned. Modern example: the charismatic CEO makes a bad acquisition that loses the company hundreds of millions. The board is concerned but keeps them in place. Their confidence and vision remain compelling despite the failure. The intelligent CEO makes the same mistake. The board loses confidence. If they're so smart, why did they miss this? The CEO is replaced, not because the mistake was worse, but because their position was based on intelligence, and the mistake undermined that foundation. This creates a perverse incentive structure. The charismatic person can take risks because mistakes won't destroy them. The intelligent person must be conservative because any mistake undermines their basis for authority. Over time, the charismatic person achieves more simply because they can afford to fail more often. Intelligence creates brittleness. Charisma creates resilience. Seventh principle. Charisma is perceived immediately. Intelligence must be proven repeatedly. And what must be proven is always questioned, while what's immediately perceived is simply accepted. You meet someone charismatic. Within seconds, before they've said anything substantial, you've made a judgment. This person is compelling. You don't question this. It's a direct perception, like seeing that someone is tall. You meet someone intelligent. They tell you they're smart, or others tell you they're smart, but you don't really believe it until they demonstrate it, and they must keep demonstrating it. Each new context requires new proof. Machiavelli observed that charismatic princes were accepted as worthy of their position immediately. Intelligent administrators had to prove their worth constantly. The first was given authority. The second had to earn it repeatedly. Modern application. The charismatic person walks into a negotiation and immediately commands the room. Before any arguments are made, the power dynamic has been established. They're taken seriously by default. The intelligent person walks into the same negotiation and must prove they should be taken seriously. They make smart points. They demonstrate knowledge. But they're working uphill, establishing credibility that the charismatic person received automatically. By the time the intelligent person has proven they're smart, the charismatic person has already shaped the frame of the negotiation. Intelligence spent its energy on establishing credibility. Charisma spent its energy on achieving objectives. This front-loading of credibility gives charismatic people enormous advantage in every new context. They start from a position of assumed authority. Intelligent people start from a position of needing to prove themselves. Eighth principle. Organizations select for charisma because leaders must coordinate groups, and coordination requires charisma more than intelligence. Here's the structural reason charisma beats intelligence. Most organizations don't need leaders to be the smartest person. They need leaders to get smart people to work together effectively, and that requires charisma, not intelligence. Machiavelli observed that the best general wasn't necessarily the smartest military strategist. The best general was the one who could get soldiers to follow orders under conditions of fear and chaos. That required charisma, the ability to project confidence and make men believe in victory even when odds were poor. Intelligence helps you develop a good strategy. Charisma helps you execute any strategy by maintaining morale, cohesion, and commitment. Modern example: your company promotes people to management. Do they promote the smartest individual contributor? Sometimes. More often, they promote the person who's good with people, who can motivate teams, manage conflicts, represent the team to leadership, and keep people aligned. The intelligent individual contributor becomes a senior individual contributor. The charismatic one becomes a manager, then director, then VP. Not because they're smarter, because organizations need coordination more than they need genius. At the highest levels, intelligence is assumed, everyone there is smart enough. The differentiator is charisma. Can you inspire thousands of employees? Can you represent the company compellingly to investors? Can you negotiate with other powerful people from a position of personal authority? The CEO isn't the smartest person in the company. They're rarely even in the top 10%. But they're often the most charismatic, because the CEO's job is coordination and representation at scale. Intelligence helps. Charisma is essential. This is why intelligence gets you to middle management and charisma gets you to the top. The system is designed this way, not consciously but structurally, because coordination matters more than optimization in large organizations. Ninth principle: charisma operates at the speed of intuition, intelligence operates at the speed of analysis, and speed matters in every competitive domain. When you encounter a charismatic person, your response is instant. Attraction, trust, interest, desire to follow. These happen in milliseconds before conscious thought begins. The charismatic person has influenced you before you've had time to think. When you encounter an intelligent person, you need time to evaluate them. They make points. You consider those points. You evaluate evidence. This takes seconds, minutes, or longer. The intelligent person influences you after you've had time to think. In most human contexts, the first impression determines the outcome. By the time rational evaluation occurs, the decision has already been made emotionally. Intelligence is fighting uphill against a decision that charisma already won. Machiavelli understood this in military contexts. The charismatic commander inspired soldiers instantly. Before battles began, morale was established. The intelligent commander might have better tactics, but demoralized soldiers execute tactics poorly. Charisma won battles before fighting started by establishing psychological advantage. Modern application: sales. Two salespeople pitch the same product. The intelligent one has better product knowledge, more thorough answers, deeper expertise. The charismatic one has better rapport, more compelling storytelling, stronger emotional connection. Who closes more deals? The charismatic one, because buying decisions are made emotionally, then justified rationally. By the time the buyer's rational mind engages, the charismatic salesperson has already created the emotional state that predisposes them to buy. Intelligence can strengthen a decision that's already been made emotionally. It rarely reverses an emotional decision on its own. Speed matters, and charisma operates at the speed of human emotional processing, which is much faster than rational deliberation. Here's what this all means. Intelligence is a tool. Charisma is a force. Tools require skilled operators. Forces act directly. Machiavelli observed that the most successful leaders combined both. Cesare Borgia wasn't stupid. He had strategic intelligence. But his power came from charisma. Machiavelli himself had intelligence but lacked charisma, which is why he advised princes rather than becoming one. The ideal is both, but if you must choose one, charisma gives you more power because power comes from moving people, not from being right. This is uncomfortable for intelligent people to accept. They've built their identity around being smart. They've been told that intelligence is what matters. Then they watch less intelligent but more charismatic people surpass them, and they feel the system is broken. The system isn't broken. They're just misunderstanding what the system optimizes for. The system optimizes for coordination and influence. Intelligence contributes to these. Charisma is these. So what do you do if you're intelligent but not charismatic? You have 3 options. Option 1. Develop charisma. It's not entirely fixed. You can learn to be more compelling, more present, more emotionally resonant. Study charismatic people. Practice their behaviors. Train the skills. Intelligence helps here. You can intellectually understand what charisma is and systematically develop it. Option 2. Partner with charismatic people. Be the intelligent advisor to the charismatic leader. Machiavelli's role. You provide the strategy and analysis. They provide the execution and influence. This requires ego management, accepting you'll get less credit than your contribution warrants, but it's effective. Option 3. Find domains where intelligence matters more than charisma. Pure technical fields, research, deep expertise domains. These exist. They're rarer and usually pay less because they don't require managing people. But if you want your intelligence to be the primary variable, find contexts where charisma is less relevant. And what if you're charismatic but not exceptionally intelligent? Develop enough intelligence to not be incompetent. Hire intelligent people. Listen to them. Use your charisma to attract talent that fills your intellectual gaps. This is how most charismatic leaders succeed. They're smart enough to recognize intelligence in others and charismatic enough to recruit it. Machiavelli. His insight was simple but profound. Humans follow people who move them emotionally before they follow people who convince them rationally. Charisma moves emotions directly. Intelligence must work through rational process that most people don't consistently use. In a competition between emotional appeal and rational argument, emotional appeal wins almost every time. Not because humans are stupid, because humans are human. We're emotional creatures with rational capabilities, not rational creatures with emotional responses. Charisma speaks to what we are. Intelligence speaks to what we think we should be. The first dominates the second in every contest for influence. You can hate this. You can think it's unfair. You can wish humans were more rational. None of that changes reality. And Machiavelli's entire project was about seeing reality clearly, not wishing it were different. The most intelligent person in the room is rarely the most powerful person in the room. The most charismatic person usually is. This has been true for thousands of years. It's true now. It will be true thousands of years from now. Understanding this doesn't mean abandoning intelligence. It means understanding that intelligence alone is insufficient for influence. It must be combined with or translated through charisma to move people. Charisma beats intelligence every time. Not because intelligence doesn't matter, because charisma matters more in the domain that determines power, the ability to make people follow. Machiavelli saw this. Now you see it too. What you do with this knowledge determines whether you're the intelligent person wondering why they're stuck or the person who understands the game well enough to win it. See you in the next one.